All right, before we go on to the next example, one thing I do want to clarify is that I made not a mistake, but this can be simplified further. Notice that I can simplify the radicand more. So again, I can put the 2 up here, so this can be 1 minus, well here, let me write it this way. One minus the square root of 3 over 2 times 1/2, right? And then what I can do here is if I distribute, I get negative what? 1/2 minus the square root of 3 over 4. But I can rewrite this as 2 over 4. Now I can write this as the negative, 2 minus root 3 over 4. And now I can pull that 4 out. And so my final answer actually can be written as the square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 all over 2. So that would be the correct answer. So in the example 1 and in checkpoint 1, that would be the simplest answer. Okay, so just make sure you make that change in your notes. Okay, so now example 2. So example 2 says, solve the following, find all the solutions of the following on the interval from 0 to 2 pi. So we're going to take 1 plus cosine squared of x over 2 equals 2 cosine squared of x over 2, and from 0 to 2 pi. Notice how this is not inclusive, so it's between 0 and 2 pi. All right. Let's get started. So we're going to use our half angle identities for the cosine. So let's rewrite those now. So this is going to be 1 plus, and then this is going to be what? This is a half angle identity, so it's going to be what? It's going to be 1 plus cosine, oh, I'm sorry, keep forgetting. So it's from 0 to 2 pi. So it depends on what quadrant the angle is in. So there's going to be a plus minus involved here. But it's not going to matter, because these are squared. Right? think there's a typo here. There's something, it's not making sense. Well, let me go with it because there's either a typo in the book or a typo here. But let me look at this. Yeah, I think there's a typo here because this would just be one. Yeah, I think this is just supposed to be x. I think there's a typo here. I think this is just supposed to be x. So let's solve this. Okay, so now this will become 1 plus cosine squared x equals 2 times, it's going to be plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine x over 2 quantity squared. And now when we simplify this, it doesn't matter if this is plus minus because we're squaring it. So it's going to be 1 plus cosine squared x equals 2 times 1 plus cosine x over 2. And then of course those are going to cancel, so this is going to become 1 plus cosine squared x equals 1 plus cosine x. And then of course the 1's are going to cancel here, and then if we subtract cosine from both sides, we get cosine squared x minus cosine x is equal to 0. And then of course we can factor out a cosine now. So cosine x times the quantity of cosine x minus 1 equals 0. And so now we got the zero product principle, and we know that either cosine x has to equal 0 or cosine x minus 1 has to be equal to 0. And so what do we get? We get x. When is cosine equal to 0? At pi over 2 and at 3 pi over 2. So pi over 2 and at 3 pi over 2. And then of course this says cosine x is equal to 1. So when is cosine equal to 1? It's equal to 1 at 0, but 0 is not included in the interval. But it's also 0 at, it's also 1 at 2 pi, but 2 pi is not in the interval either. So these are the two solutions. Okay. But again, I think there was a typo here, because now they're saying in the solution, they're saying this is included, which I thought was odd that they were including it. So if they're including it, then of course we can include 0. Okay, so yeah, I think there's a typo in the text. So this is correct. Okay, so this is the correct one. They had x over 2. That's not right. So this is correct. The work that I did is correct. All right, let me know if you have any questions.